Okay, next up we've got Vinayak. How you doing, man? Great to see you.
Doing good. How are you? Thanks for having me
Great,
on.
great. Yes, of course. You are a software engineer at Clarify, which, by the way, I just realized yesterday that you used to be at June, which I was a big fan of June. So that's cool. Thank you for being here. I am going to pass you the mic. Feel free to do a better intro if you want. Otherwise, let's jump into the workflow that you're going to present today. Thanks for being here.
All right, let's do it. So, hey everyone, I'm a software engineer at Clarify. For those of you who don't know, we are building an autonomous CRM which takes care of all the busy work so that you can just focus on closing your deals. Some months ago, we launched our MCP server, and today I'm just going to present some use cases that have emerged, like some things that people are using it a lot for. So let's just jump straight into it. So, how do you find our MCP server? You just go to the settings in Claude, go to connectors, click on browse, and it should come up when you type clarify. You can add it to your team, go through the auth flow, and it'll be connected. The first workflow that I want to show you is just updating information in Clarify. So a couple of our customers are chatting with their prospects and leads on iMessage, and they don't really want to come back to Clarify on the web interface to type in all of that information. So what they do instead is just paste in the screenshot of their chat into Claude. And since Claude is connected to Clarify via our MCP, Claude will go ahead and create the company, person, and deal for you automatically, which is pretty cool, pretty quick. Instead of typing all of that information out, I guess you can sort of see that deal in Clarify in here. Workflow number two, which should be here. So we just launched prospecting in Clarify. And what that lets you do is find leads and create campaigns for them. All of that functionality is available through MCP. So what you can do is just go to Claude and say, hey, can you just pull me a list of VP of sales in New York who work at Fortune 500 companies? And Claude will go ahead and use our find leads tool, find a bunch of people who might be relevant, and create a list and clarify. For the purpose of this demo, I just asked it to import 10 of them, even though it found like around 2,000 of them. And if we go back to clarify, you can see that we have like this whole list with like all of the people relevant to our search query, all of their emails. What we can then do is ask Claude to draft an email campaign to all of them. It'll ask us a bunch of clarifying questions. Like, I guess in this case, I was like very generic. I didn't really ask it to didn't really give it any more information. So it just clarified a bunch of things and created this campaign with 3 touch points. If we go back to clarify, it just looks like that. It has the list that Claude configured up top, and it's gonna send these 3 emails after those delays. And the good thing about this is that since Clarify syncs all of your emails into Clarify, we know your writing style. So when Claude creates this campaign for you, it'll do it the way you write an email. But if you want to tweak things slightly, you can just go and ask Claude to update the campaign, the copy, add more steps, reduce steps, do all of those fancy things. Which brings us to another example. So here, what we are doing is we run LinkedIn ads. And what we get from LinkedIn every week is the summary of how companies are interacting with those ads. What Chris from our marketing team has done is just this workflow, this skill in Claude, where he goes in, runs it, and it creates this message where we ask Claude to find people at those companies and create a list again. And you can guess what happens next. You just go and ask Claude to create a campaign and send an email to all of those people. And I think I have one more workflow to show you all, which is updating deal details and clarify. So once you've signed the contract with a customer, close the deal, you have this contract here. So a couple of our customers are just pasting that into Claude, and what it does is using our MCP updates all the information. So this is sort of like the same deal that we saw earlier. It updated the amount, the close date, contract start, all of those things. And it sort of looks like that. It added like the title, like created the person associated to the deal, added like their job title and all of those things. So I think that's a summary of, I guess, our MCP and Claude. I guess, did I have anything else to say? Yeah, I guess Clarify is free to try out. So just go ahead and try it out, use our MCP. And if you have any questions, I'll post my LinkedIn in the chat. You can reach out to me there.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this is amazing. I think the thing, by the way, maybe I should have said this up front, but and maybe it's obvious to others, but like the thing about using MCPs in Claude, like Claude is incredibly powerful. It's like this thinking machine. Clarify is an incredibly powerful go-to-market tool. But when you have Clarify and other tools, other MCPs inside of Claude, it's like this 1+1 = 5.
Yeah.
And this is like, for me, this was kind of the moment a couple months ago that I had where I was like, oh, I don't know, it was like a very obvious but big unlock for me of like, okay, in silos, these things are powerful, but when you can combine them, it's just like this exponential use case that like explodes with different ways that you like, just this unlimited different ways that you can use it. So I think these are very cool use cases. And yeah, the LinkedIn one in particular is super cool. So yeah, thanks for sharing, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
Awesome. All righty. We're going to keep cruising. Anis, you're up next. Great to see you. Thanks for being here.